Happy Saturday, everybody. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Pat Calvin here. Three big weather headlines as we go through the next few days. The first will be the potential for some strong to severe storms as we get into Sunday, followed by Arctic air and then maybe some wintry weather towards the end of the week. So a lot to talk about. We'll break it down threat by threat. Again, first, the severe weather threat as we get to Sunday. That will be quickly followed by an Arctic air mass that will stick around for the entire week, and that could set the stage maybe for some wintry weather as we get towards the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday time frames. So let's go in chronological order. We'll start with for tonight with just cloudy skies. We'll see warm temperatures in place, overnight lows, mid-upper 60s, maybe a couple of showers, but for the most part, we do stay dry. Tomorrow, here comes that Arctic front. That will spark off some strong to severe storms potentially across southeast Texas. We've got a really cold air mass meeting up with a really humid and warm air mass, and so that that will fuel the potential for some of these stronger storms Sunday afternoon. Behind it, everything clears quickly. We'll see a ton of sunshine as we get to Monday, but temperatures are a lot colder, and with a bit of a breeze coming in from the north, it will make it feel even colder through much of the day as we get into the start of the week. So there's the severe weather potential for Sunday on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the worst. It's a threat level 1 in green. It's a threat level 2 in the yellow. So it's a low-end severe potential, but this is fairly similar to the footprint that we had last weekend when we were talking about severe weather. So it doesn't take a high-end severe threat for us to see dangerous weather across the area. That being said, I do think the core for the severe weather will be north and east of us as opposed to last weekend. I just don't think the support for widespread severe weather will be in place for us like it was last week. It only takes one, though, so be on the lookout for damage and wind gusts and an isolated tornado threat again for tomorrow afternoon for pretty much the entire area, especially for the city of Houston and areas going north and east. So because of that, we have issued a weather impact alert for tomorrow. Again, that's because we're expecting the potential for some strong to severe storms. I think the core for the timing on that will be between 1 and 7 p.m. Sunday. Could even be a few hours earlier, though, once you go north of the city. And the main impact from any severe storms that may develop will be some wind damage. Could see straight line damage and winds, but also wind damage from any weak tornadoes that may quickly spin up across the area. So here's how it breaks down on a scale. Wind damage and tornadoes, again, the two highest threats, but notice it's not in the medium to high category. We're talking about a low to moderate threat for these severe elements if a storm were to become severe. The hail threat is pretty low and flash flooding not expected just because of how fast these showers and storms will be moving across the area. We're not expecting any training of these storms once they go through. So here it is on Future Track. The morning starts off cloudy. It's gray. Couple of showers possible, especially once you go north of the area. Coastal spots, though, should be dry. Cities should be dry through mid-morning. I think it's once you go north of the city up towards Conroe, the Woodlands, Huntsville, that you run the chance for a couple of downpours, maybe a thunderstorm. Those storms will start to mature as we get towards the middle of the day, as we start to warm up into the mid and upper 70s. There's more fuel now for storms, especially if we can get a few breaks of sunshine. If we get any breaks of sunshine, I do think that severe threat may tick up just a little bit. Again, similar to what we had last weekend. So a couple storms possible now getting into Harris County, 12, 1 o'clock. I think the core for our threat, though, getting into Liberty County will be 1 to 3 p.m. Coastal spots, you're still in the clear, a couple showers, but your severe threat will arrive probably closer to 4, 5, and 6 p.m. Now, while that's happening, areas to the north are clearing out. So skies are clearing, you're dry, and temperatures are starting to drop as well. And eventually that cold air pushes everything offshore by 7 p.m. And then we turn to our next big headline, and that will be that Arctic air mass filtering in. That will drop temperatures from the upper 70s tomorrow afternoon to the upper 20s by Monday morning. So a 50-degree temperature drop in a span of roughly 12 hours, going from, again, Sunday afternoon to Monday morning. We could see the first freeze of the season in the city of Houston, and that could extend all the way down to the coastal spots as well. So a really cold start getting into Monday. And it won't just be the overnight temperatures, it'll be the afternoon highs as well, going from the upper 70s tomorrow to the mid-40s for high temperatures Monday. We stay in the 40s all week. In fact, even lower 40s by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, which brings us to the final headline, and that is a potential for some wintry weather. Could this cold set the stage for some wintry weather? So let's take a look at our longer range future track model. We'll stop the clock Thursday morning. Notice the scale to the top. We've got a lot of colors in the map, right? So the green and yellow indicates rain. The pink here indicates ice. And the blue and purple indicates snow. And notice we've got every color on the map. Green to the south, pink across North Texas, and then that bluish purple getting into the high plains. So there is a likelihood, I think, for wintry weather somewhere in Texas later on this week. The big question is, how far south does that threat come? Are we included in that threat? So we continue to fast forward now through Thursday. We stop the clock Thursday afternoon. It looks like with this model run, a pretty significant snow threat here for the Metroplex along I-20 back to Abilene, getting into the high plains. For us at this point, Thursday afternoon, looks like a cold rain, but not a freezing rain. The difference is, and it matters, a freezing rain is actual rain that freezes on contact. A cold rain is just a cold rain. You walk outside and it's just miserably cold. So I think we may have that on Thursday. Getting into Thursday night now, temperatures drop. Notice that rain snow line does start to dive south and it starts to nose its way into the hill country along I-35, could get close to Austin and parts of San Antonio, but for us, it's really heavy rain, according to this model simulation. So a drenching, heavy, cold rain Thursday night into Friday morning, still snowing for the Metroplex along I-20, and eventually by Friday, everything gradually starts to move to the east. With this computer simulation, the European model, we could see blockbuster snow totals if that happens up across the Metroplex, North Texas into Oklahoma. This is one model solution, though, looking 5 to 6 days out. So a lot of elements will change with this, but this is some of the most aggressive modeling that we have seen so far with that snow potential. That said, Lufkin, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, 0 in terms of snow potential. That's one model, though. We switch over to the American model, and notice it's not quite as bullish. We do have a bullseye, though, from North Texas getting into southeast Oklahoma and then into Arkansas. So it does look like there will be a swath of heavy snow, but does it set up here? Does it come a little farther south? That's the big question. But again, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Lufkin, goose eggs in terms of snow potential. So why does the American model look so different? Because it pushes that rain snow line farther north, so there's a lot more mixing that happens in the Metroplex. That being said, it could end up being more of an ice issue for them. So I do think DFW will have some big issues Thursday, Friday. So if you're traveling through those areas towards the end of the week, I would start looking at alternatives within the next day or two, because there is fairly high confidence that there will be some sort of wintry weather in North Texas. The big question is what happens here at home. And again, the American and European model in that Thursday, Friday time frame, still at this point, showing mainly rain for us. There's definitely better agreement in the models right now, although the European is certainly more bullish with that snow potential for North and West Texas. Overnight, upper 60s to around 70 with a stray shower chance. 70 for Edo, 69 in the Heights, 68 for Tomball and Dyersdale, 69 degrees out towards Sugar Land, 68 for Huntsville and Galveston. Getting into tomorrow, before those lines of storms come through, we're warm. Mid, maybe even upper 70s, 74 in Montrose, 73 for Dyersdale, a couple storms, some of them strong, 71 for Tomball, 73 for Alameda. I think we'll make it to 77 if we get a couple of breaks of sunshine for Houston, 75 for Sugar Land, Bay City, El Campo, 70 for Brenham, same for Galveston. So weather impact alert in effect for that strong storm potential tomorrow. We drop like a rock, upper 20s to around 30 by Monday morning. Mid-40s for your high temperature. Another gorgeous but cold day for Tuesday. Clouds increase Wednesday. And then watching Thursday, Friday. Right now looks like a cold rain. We'll have to keep an eye on the potential for any wintry mix, though, with a better answer likely as we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday.